From the shadow of Duke Chapel in Durham, North Carolina, the opening series of the AUSL season comes to a close tonight. The Carolina Blaze rolling behind Duke standouts Anna Gold and Jayla Wright, two familiar faces back on campus. The expansion Portland Cascade counter with UCLA slugger Megan Grant, who launched a towering 313-foot homer just last night. A hometown hero, a homecoming, one more game. A steamy night at Smith Family Stadium. So far this week, the home team has been as hot as the weather. Tonight, the Carolina Blaze try to sweep their way through the opening series against the Portland Cascade. So glad you found us, everybody. This is going to be a lot of fun. With my partner, Kenzie Fowler, I'm Eric Collins. Just last year, Kenzie, this Carolina Blaze team, they won all of 7 games. They're 7-17. A win tonight, and they go 3-0.
You can just feel the urgency that this ball club is setting the scene with, setting season 2 with. They are dialed in on all facets of the game. They've got the home crowd behind them. Could not draw up a better start for the Carolina Blaze.
First week of the AUSL's second season, and so far so good for a lot of these young players making the transition to the pro game.
It has been so much fun to have the anticipation build up to the moment for the debuts of the rookies that we have in this league. And we saw 2 of our superstars last night make their debuts with exclamation points. Megan Grant, how about our NCAA single season home run leader? Her first game as a pro, yeah, she's gonna go yard a couple of times this season, but I don't know if we'll see a bigger home run than what we saw last night. Just an absolute moonshot. And then the offense going to the defense. How about this rookie start from Carlin Pickens, the 2-time SEC Pitcher of the Year, having her home debut. This is the state that she grew up in. It was so much fun to watch her get it done in the circle last night.
And 2 more debuts this evening. Both starting pitchers, their first outings as pros here in the AUSL.
Yeah, a couple of debuts that I'm waiting for. Of course, Kenzie Brown, the All-American from Arizona State. She's going to get a clean start. And how about the homecoming for Jayla Wright? Has been a couple of years since she's thrown a pitch here on this field, and I know that there's a lot of Duke fans waiting for her to get the start.
Let's take a look at the lineup card submitted by Chariah Flowers, looking for the first win in Portland Cascade history. They will start with Korbe Otis. Megan Grant's been moved up in the lineup. She's going to hit the 2-hole. Tori Vidalis. Sydney Stewart is the catcher. Sierra Sacco-Ferry. Cahalan has been impressive so far this week, finishing out the roster with Powell, Bates, and Falby. That 9 batting against Jayla Wright. Welcome home. She was an All-American pitching on this field as a Duke Blue Devil. Her first pitch misses inside to Otis. Yeah, Wright not only played here for 3 wonderful years, but actually was here on campus this past spring as an assistant coach for Marissa Young. First out of the ball game. Shortstop Brito makes the play, and Otis is retired.
Well, that's the game plan right there for Jayla Wright. Of course, was known as a strikeout pitcher when she was an All-American at Duke, but she is very comfortable keeping the ball down in the zone with her drop ball and changeup combo, and she will take those easy ground ball outs to her infield every day of the week.
Yesterday, Megan Grant hit in the 3 spot. Today, she's in the 2-hole. And what a homer she hit yesterday. People in the softball world and all over talking about the 313-foot moonshot, the longest homer in AUSL history. '42 homers this past spring as a UCLA Bruin, 91 total home runs in her college career. They appeal, no swing, so it's 3-0 to Grant.
Well, I'm very curious if Megan Grant is going to get an inside pitch today or just this season until we see another home run like that on the left side of the outfield, because that inside pitch, she just was all over it.
3 balls and a strike.
Going away. You can see the drop ball spin down in the zone. Kayla Kowalik, this is a really nice job getting under that ball.
Five-pitch walk, so a runner aboard for the Portland Cascade. That's maybe one of the reasons why Grant is moved up to the 2 spot in the order. She's going to draw a lot of walks because of the concern these pitchers in the AUSL have with her. Once she's on, she's got run producers like Vidalis and Stewart behind her.
It's exactly what she did when she was at UCLA this spring, was in that 2-hole consistently on base, whether she's drawing walks or hitting home runs, but forcing the hitters behind her and in front of her to get pitches. And you want someone like Tori Vidalis to be hitting with someone on base. This is where Tori Vidalis has thrived in her career. She is an RBI machine.
9th year as a pro, Tori Vidalis. She hits line drives that just keep going. I've always said she's a doubles hitter who hits a bunch of home runs because her doubles turn into homers with all the carries she gets. Pitch clock to get down there.
That was a violation. It was a ball. So you can see our home plate umpire turning around, just making sure everyone has that noted. But there's 15 seconds here in the pro leagues that these pitchers have to get on the rubber and deliver the ball. Once you receive the ball from your catcher, that clock is going to start. It's a quick clock.
See the clock winding down, left part of your screen. It's at 10 now and 9. Ball gets away. Grant's going to take an extra base. So a runner in scoring position for Tori Vidalis. And Kenzie, this immediately is a situation where the Cascade can get in a good groove of things. Over the first couple of days, they have not hit well with runners in scoring position. And Vidalis swings and misses. The throw to first in time. First strikeout for right, 2 down. There is Tariah Flowers, All-American at UCLA. Capped it off, winning a gold medal. Team USA on that wonderful 2004 Olympic team. Some people say that's the greatest Olympic team ever, any country. That was the team that had Fernandez on it, Bustos, Jenny Finch, Natasha Watley, on and on and on and on. Here's Sydney Stewart. Stewart hitting the 4 spot. Still looking for her first professional hit. She's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
Your pitch, your pitch.
Kenzie, so early in the season, but with the trouble hitting with runners in scoring position so obvious for the Portland Cascade, is that something that they think about, they can coach up, or is it just a matter of playing more games and getting out of this rut?
Yeah, you can feel it. And it's one of those things where you have so many rookies in this lineup, you don't want to talk about it too much because then it makes it bigger than it is, and you start to press as a player. And you know, someone like a Sydney Stewart, who's so talented, Big 12 Player of the Year, she's just trying to put a good swing on something. You don't want to make it bigger than it is and say, oh, we really got to make sure we hit that right side ground ball with the runner at second base. Just kind of focus on quality at bats, just like that, getting on base and then passing the bat throughout your lineup, your young lineup.
Great.
You add in Aubrey Leach at Tennessee, or a Tori Vidalis who's in the booth for the SEC network. There's so much knowledge and extra coaches on this field.
High strike called, 1-1. Second year in the AUSL, Sacco Ferry looking for her first hit of 2026. Sacco Ferry last year, .363 batter with 3 homers while playing for the Talons, the team that won it all. This year trying to get the Portland Cascade started as an expansion team. Oh, good pick by Kowalik. That was heading to the backstop.
There's been a couple of pitches like that in this inning. Jayla Wright trying to find that drop ball. Everything that Jayla Wright is showing the Cascade, it's going to be down in the zone. And so if you're Saco Ferry, you're zoning down, eyes are down. You just have to sit on one side of the plate. Hitters count here. I'm looking on one side and then getting your swing off.
All the way to the backstop. That's ball 4. And Jayla Wright has walked the bases loaded so far this season. They have been doing a good job of throwing strikes, but not here in the first inning. 𝐊𝐭𝐬 𝐭𝐬, the batter.
At the plate, number 31, 𝐊𝐭𝐬 𝐭𝐬.
This is where the Cascade need to take a page out of the Blazes book with 2 outs, some free opportunities, find a way to take advantage. That's how the Blaze have won the last 2 games.
Swung on and missed 1-1. Look at this. There actually is activity in the bullpen already here in the first inning for the Carolina Blaze. Emma Lemley, hard thrower from Virginia Tech. Can Jayla Wright see that?
I think so, but I don't know if you're ever looking over there. You shouldn't be looking in the bullpen as a pitcher ever. If you're looking over there, that tells me you're probably halfway already checked out, right? You have to be so mentally locked in. It's just you and the catcher. You don't want to look at the batter. You don't want to look in the dugout at your coach. And you definitely don't want to look down at the bullpen.
That's a great shot right there. If she wanted to, she could see Lemley warming. 2-1. All right, she's 1 pitch away from getting out of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 𝐭𝐬, 1 for 4 in her first 2 games with the AUSL. Can Wright throw a strike? Got her! Oh my goodness, talk about walking a tightrope. Jayla Wright walks the bases loaded and then strikes out 𝐭𝐬.
Well, pulling the string at the right time, 2 strikeouts in the inning, and you will take it with bases loaded. She made it hard on herself, but as long as you can get out of it, the Blaze will take it. Nice look at this changeup, just slowing it down and getting out of a jam.
Portland, they threaten but cannot score. They leave the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. And now the Carolina Blaze will come to the bat rack. We will see Aubrey Leach on a goal. Dakota Kennedy, Devin Netz, followed by Kayla Kowalik. The shortstop is Alyssa Brito. Valerie Cagle earning a start. Mackenzie Clark out at center field. And Alicia Ocasio has been very good through the first 2 games, both pitching and hitting. That 9 will bat against Kenzie Brown, the other Kenzie in the building.
Yeah, good name.
What do we know about Kenzie Fowler?
Well, she won a golden ticket for a reason, was one of those rookie draftees, and you knew that she was going to be in this league because of the talent that she brings. An All-American from Arizona State. Watched her pitch a lot, and she can bring it.
Aubrey Leach is the batter, lifts it foul and out of play. Leach 1 for 7, but that's not indicative of the way that she's swinging. She's put the ball in play every time she's come to the plate. Has a couple of runs batted in.
You'll see Kenzie Brown really spread the zone vertically. She's one of the best in the business with moving hitters' eyes around. She has a deadly rise ball. She can work her drop ball. Also has an elite changeup that she is very confident in any count.
Leach will make you throw strikes consistently. 2-1. Slapped into center field, stays up long enough for Falby to make the play. Again, a great read off the bat by Kendra Falby.
Those ones are kind of tough to catch, though, right? When they're right at you and you're not sure if you need to take a step back or charge it. That ball was hit right on the screws.
Let's check in with Savannah Collins.
Well, the Cascade looking to pick up their first win of the season. And last night in the postgame, head coach Tariah Flowers was just talking about the quicker game that a lot of these newcomers are playing right now. They're not used to who's at their left and their right, but this is pro sports. You got to step up and be ready. What I found really interesting was the conversation she's been having with the pitchers, that they're trying to learn one another. How long can you go? How many outs? How many innings? And that's something that the staff is really trying to figure out right now to manage these games. What sticks strikes out. As of the 11 runs the Blaze scored last night, only 2 were earned because of the 3 errors. So she's telling them to still trust their defense as they put it together.
Thank you, Savannah. Yeah, it's been amazing. Almost every time Portland has made a mistake, this Blaze team has capitalized. I don't think I've ever seen 11 runs scored and 9 of them being unearned before. That's just an incredible ratio.
That's one of those things that I feel it's two-sided. You have a very young Cascade team, of course. They're an expansion team, so everyone's coming together from different parts of the world. And looking at the lineup with Kenzie Brown in the circle, 5 rookies in this lineup for the Portland Cascade. And on the flip side, this Blaze team, the core was together a season ago. And so they've kind of had the advantage there of building the culture and figuring out where their pieces are going to be. And of course, you have Kara Dill, who was on the staff a season ago. She was the associate head coach and now is the head coach for the Carolina Blaze. So you just have that cohesive factor that you can tell right away. Game 1, they knew the Carolina Blaze did that. We've got to go. This is our home team now. We've got a home field, and we know how we started a season ago. We didn't like it. And we've got to come out and put a stamp on our first weekend, and they've done it.
3-2 pitch to Anna Gold. Gold, like the starting pitcher for the Blaze, Taylor Wright. This was her home field. College player, was tremendously productive during 4 years playing for the Blue Devils. Last year, Rookie of the Year in the AUSL, trying to build on that. She's got 3 hits in 2 games so far this year. And she's aboard here in our first inning, drawing a 1-out walk. So just like in the top of the first inning, with 1 out, the number 2 hitter draws a walk. Here's Dakota Kennedy. And folks, if you've been watching the first couple of games in their series, you kind of knew that Dakota Kennedy was going to get a start. She came off the bench and pinch hit both on Tuesday and on Wednesday, and both at bats were great. Saw pitches, hit a rope. She's earned the start tonight.
So thinking about the 5 rookies in the lineup for the Cascade, Dakota Kennedy is the only rookie in the lineup for the Blaze.
Kennedy pinch hit early in the game yesterday in the second inning, drove in a run. Yeah, good job by Kenzie Brown on 3 pitches. She strikes out Kennedy. 2 outs.
That's a good look at her drop ball. This is what I'm talking about with expanding the zone, because with 2 strikes, Dakota Kennedy, she has to protect up by her eyes. She has to protect down by her knees.
Here's Devin Metz, 2 for 5 with a homer through 2 games. A lot of responsibility for Nets this year. She's probably going to be the cleanup hitter for as long as she continues to produce. She's batted 4th in 3 consecutive games now.
There's a lot of familiarity in this at-bat, whether you have Sydney Stewart and Devin Nets, who were teammates and battery mates at Arizona, but then facing Kenzie Brown, who was their rival for a couple of years at Arizona State.
Two and 1. We have had identical first innings, top and bottom. An out, a walk, and a strikeout. The first 3 batters of the game, both in the top of the first and now the bottom of the first. If the trend continues, Nets is going to draw a walk. She's 1 pitch away from that walk. Wow. So identical first 4 batters of the game. Top of the first inning and bottom of the first inning. First and second, 2 walks allowed by Brown. 2 outs. Next batter up is going to be Kayla Kowalik.
And what's she going to do? What's next?
Well, she's supposed to walk.
Okay.
But I've watched a ton of Kayla Kowalik over the years. She is about as free swinger as there is. And when she swings, she makes contact. She's hard to walk.
Well, she's a bad ball hitter. She's very comfortable going outside of the zone. Let me take a couple of balls off the plate, down, up. She can go get it.
You got to really be wild to walk Kowalik. .69 miles per hour, misses high. 3 hits, 7 at bats for Kowalik. And Brown, just like Wright, struggling with the control in the first inning. How different is the ball that the AUSL plays with as opposed to the college ball?
I held it in the preseason training camp, and it felt good to me. It's a Mizuno ball. It doesn't feel much different than the collegiate ball.
Same slickness,
I mean,
themes, all that kind of stuff?
every ball is completely different, right? All the brands, but even the same brand, it's so funny. I would always be made fun of because I would go grab the dozen balls in a box, and I'd be picking which ones I want to pitch with, and everyone's like, they're all the same. No, they are not all the same. I can close my eyes, grab a ball, and be like, this one is good, the seams are great, this one is not. And they're like, it's the same brand. It's a different ball. So it's a tough question to ask a pitcher.
3 balls and a strike. Brown in danger of walking the bases loaded. Kowalik comes up empty, 3-2. 70 miles per hour, Kenzie Brown.
Looks like Kowalik was thinking on the inner half. He's kind of pulling off a little bit. Selling out on one side of the plate. I like it.
On the ground, smothered by the second baseman Bates, who lost the handle. And a run scores. Oh my goodness. Sis had it, and the ball scorched loose. It's a 1-0 lead for Carolina. Sis had the hard part down.
Oh, this would have been one heck of a play. Great angle, and just loses it on the transition. And you have to credit Anna Gold, who was on her horse all the way from second base. She's kind of watching that out of the corner of her eye, knowing her speed. That's a huge first run.
1-0 lead for Carolina. Alyssa Brito is the batter.
At the plate for the Blaze, number 33, Alyssa Brito.
1 for 5 in 2 games with a double. Just thinking about the pitching line for Kenzie Brown. That run that just scored is going to be an unearned run. The official scored, making the decision that it was an error on Sis Bates. High drive, center field. Folby has room, makes the play, and the side is retired. But another unearned run scored by Carolina. That's been a theme this week. They lead 1-0. Top of the second inning here in steamy Durham, North Carolina. Homestanding Carolina Blaze, as hot as the weather. They're trying to sweep this 3-game series. They lead 1-0. Good golly. Kenzie Fowler, look at that. 100 degrees, it feels like 106. That's hot.
That's hot. It's a little humid out as well.
You're from Arizona. Is this hot for you, or is this?
You know what? The humidity is what gets me. And I step out of the hotel, I'm like, whoa. Fix my hair a little bit. It's starting to curl.
Top of the second inning, leading off for the Cascade, number 1, Kennedy.
Well, both sides send 6 batters to the plate in the first inning. Carolina scores 1. Portland left the bases loaded. Here's Kennedy Powell. Kennedy Powell will be followed by Sis Bates and Kendra Folby, batting against Jayla Wright. Powell played at Texas A&M after beginning her career briefly 1 year at UCLA. She is a Texan by birth from Conroe, Texas. Looking for her first AUSL hit. She's 0 for 4. Kenzie, I want to talk about the pitcher, Jayla Wright. When she's going well, what's the pitch that has made her the college star that she was?
Change up. She has really deceptive change.
That is a fair ball. Kowalik decided to pick it up. She was convinced it wasn't going to squirt foul, and that'll be the first AUSL hit for Kennedy Powell, and it went about 6 feet away from home plate.
The batter's box, second baseman, 22, Sis
Like a
Bates.
swinging bunt here. And this is just what's going to happen when you have a drop ball pitcher like Jayla Wright. Kennedy Powell kind of rolling over it a little bit. Definitely trying to work the left side of the infield, but when you deaden a ball like that with her speed, there's nothing that Kowalik can do.
Sis Bates trying to play some small ball. That's foul. Bates has been a pro for 6 seasons. Had a 2-hit game back on Tuesday for the opener. Took the collar yesterday. Two balls and a strike.
Yeah, Sis has a lot of options here with Powell at first base. She can soft slap, she can drag bunt, also can swing away anytime she needs to. But the infield, the left side of the infield, Anna Gold is playing her in tight.
And Wright having a hard time with the strike zone for a second consecutive inning. She has faced 8 batters, and Wright has thrown at least 3 balls to 4 of them. She's already thrown 3 walks. She's in danger of walking Bates. And she does. So runners on at first and at second with nobody out for Portland.
Well, you think about what happened last inning, the bottom of the first, where Carolina Blaze, they were issued 2 walks at the plate, and they were able to score one of those walks. In the top of the first, Portland, they had 3 walks, could not get one of those walks home, and that has been the difference. It was the difference yesterday with the errors. It was the difference 2 days ago with the timing violations and those free passes. And Carolina Blaze, every single time they had an error opportunity offensively, they would push the issue and get some extra insurance and get some runs. I'm just kind of waiting for the Cascade to do the same thing, take advantage of what's given.
Kendra Falby, she did go around, and she's down in the count 0-2. Falby, the number 9 hitter. Sneaky pop with Falby. She's got a double. That's her only hit so far through 2 games. 1-2. Oh, off the glove of the second baseman Leach. Coming around third. Powell scores the first run for Portland. That was inches away from being a double play, but instead it's the first run for Portland.
Well, that's the clutch hit that Portland has been waiting for, and it comes from the 9 spot, Kendra Falby, getting a changeup. She's out in front, but her hands stay back, and you were talking about the power that she has, the sneaky power at the bottom of the lineup. Big high fives. That's got to feel so good. We have been getting runners on. We just have not been able to get them in. And so it's why Carolina quickly going to make a change.
Well, here in the AUSL, you have deep pitching staffs, and that's why we're going to have a pitching change. Emma Lemley comes in. We'll talk about her when we return. Well, if only Aubrey Leach had a slightly longer glove, starting pitcher Jayla Wright could still be in the game for the Carolina Blaze.
Oh. It's almost like she went a little bit too horizontal and needed to jump a little bit more vertically, but man, what a play this would have been. Would have been a double play, no doubt.
There's a chance that could have been a triple play.
Hey.
She would have caught that ball. She could have stepped on second, and there's a chance that she could have doubled off Bates at first base. For those of you wondering, we have never seen a triple play in the AUSL, and we were that close from possibly getting one. All right, new pitcher coming on for the Blaze. Emma Lemley comes in. Lemley played at Virginia Tech. She will face the top of the order in Korbe Otis. Right back up the middle. This could score another run. Bates around third. She stopped for a moment, but it doesn't cost her. Bates stuttered around third, but she still scores with a slide. It's a 2-1 lead for Portland.
Cascades batter, the designated player, number 43.
That was unfortunate for Mackenzie Clark. I don't know if she had a grip on the ball because that could have been an out at home plate pretty easily. That was shallow center field with the stumble of Sis Bates. Definitely could have been a play at the plate, but how about Korbe Otis? First pitch, new pitcher. She sees a couple of her teammates on, and we've got to get them in.
Now batting for Portland,
being on time and just aggressive.
This is incredible. An intentional walk to Megan Grant. There wasn't a base open. It was first and second, and they intentionally walked Grant to load the bases for Tori Vidalis. There have been precious few times in Tori Vidalis' life that they have walked someone to get to her. One of the best run producers of her generation is batting with the bases loaded, courtesy of the intentional walk. Is that stunning to you, or is this just a me thing?
No, I'm stunned.
Megan Grant's playing in her second professional game, and she gets intentionally walked.
It's one of those things where I would try and go at Grant and go away, see if she's going to fish a little bit. Maybe if you find yourself behind, right, in a hitter's count, 2-0 count, 3-0 count. Okay, now I'm going to think about the intentional walk. It makes sense, but I don't know.
𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐷, head coach, knows what she's doing. Good strike thrown by Lemley. This is Lemley's second year in the AUSL, and she pitches with attitude. Had some real good moments last season.
Just a rise ball that Lemley can throw at any level. She can bring it up, climb the ladder.
Lemley throws it super hard. Great strikeout numbers at Virginia Tech. She asks for time. Pitch clock is paused. Golfed deep center field. Off the wall. Multiple runs will score for the Cascade. It's a two-run double for Tori Vidalis. You intentionally walk Megan Grant to get to Vidalis, and it immediately comes back to haunt you.
Find yourself in a 2-2 count, and Emma Lemley throws her first changeup in relief. And how about Tori going down to get this pitch? Nothing Mackenzie Clark was doing. Was playing a little shallow. And you can also see it's starting to rain here at Smith Family Stadium.
It's interesting. It's only supposed to rain briefly. And it's not that cloudy. But we do have sporadic raindrops coming down.
Here we go, baby.
Here's Sydney Stewart.
I see you. I see you. That's me all over it.
I know you pitched in Arizona. Probably it rained once during your 4 years. But playing in the rain, what's it like?
That's why I never liked going to Washington or Oregon, because you'd always have to deal with some sort of rain delay.
Is this a nothing if you're a player?
As a pitcher, you don't like it. It's hard to grip the ball. As a hitter, it doesn't matter. You're good.
2 balls and 2 strikes. There are still no outs here in the second inning. 6 Cascade batters have come to the plate. 4 have scored. Super early in the year. Just the 3rd game. But if you're Portland, you don't want to get down in an 0-3 hole. You want to win a game, right? You got to get off the schneid.
Yeah, that getaway game is always bigger to me for the culture, for the dugout. You want to have a happy road trip, a happy plane ride home, or wherever you're going. Just kind of feel good again.
3 balls and 2 strikes. First base is open. Should Lemley lose Stewart. But the walks are starting to add up. Already 5 walks issued by Carolina pitching.
Come on, baby.
Hammered foul.
Are these normal North Carolina raindrops? These are humongous raindrops.
Aren't they big?
In the world. That's how it rains
That's why I
here.
think it's going to be really quick.
You're the resident. You tell me. Is this normal?
It's not normal. It's kind of interesting. And it's so bright out. That's why I think this is just going to be super temporary. Like, I think it's almost over right now. By the time you put your poncho on, it's over.
Just enough to kind of dampen the field and make the slappers angry a little bit.
Here we go, baby.
3 balls and 2 strikes. And a walk. The Blaze pitching staff having all sorts of problems getting the ball into the strike zone.
Stepping in, number 12.
So the bases are loaded. Already 4 runs have scored. And there's nobody out here in the 2nd inning. Yeah, look at the sky. Would you think that we'd have raindrops on our camera?
No
Buddy.
way. I don't even know where they're coming from. I'm trying to look up. I don't see any clouds.
Beautiful night for softball here in Durham, North Carolina.
There we go. Sunny skies. We're
A
so back.
refreshing little sprinkle is done. Sierra Sacco Ferry is the batter, and it's 2-0. Man, this is something that we did not see in the first couple of games. The Carolina pitching was flawless with Carlin Pickens yesterday, Keilani Ricketts, and Alicia Ocasio on Tuesday.
The only pitcher that we haven't seen for Carolina Blaze yet is Devin Netz, and she's been the starting first baseman in all 3 games.
On 3-0, there's a strike from Lemley.
It's tough for her. I'm sure she always has to warm up a little bit before the game just in case, but she's always slotted in that first base position. Hard to find time to warm up.
Super quick. Sacco Ferry, she cut down a branch.
She did.
She's a forestry major, maybe. Chopped down a branch of that pine tree. Gonna get a bill. 3-2. Onto the glove of Netz, did she? Not in time. Safe at first, but there's the first out of the inning.
Everyone's kind of looking around thinking, should we challenge? Devin Netz and Kayla Kowalik are looking at each other going, what do you think? Do we get her? Should we go for it and try and get out of this thing? They should not. I think Stewart gets in there.
Now, Karen Dill is having a conversation with the home plate umpire, Don Brown. But this will not be challenged. We're going to play on.
New batter,
Probably just
number
asking,
31,
did you have a different
Kayla.
call from your vantage point? He says no. All right.
Ninth batter of the inning, Kenley Cahalan.
Sydney Stewart, she's 6'1", got that long arm reach, that left arm. I think she got in there.
Cahalan will drive in a run, maybe 2. Vidalis stopped at 3rd. It's another RBI single. First pro RBI for Cahalan. And it's now a 5-1 lead for the
Stepping up to the
Cascade.
plate, number 1, Kennedy Powell.
What a turn of events from yesterday. Yesterday's game was shortened to just 5 innings when the run-ahead rule was invoked. The Blaze won 11-2. Just 24 hours later, the Cascade turning the tables. They lead 5-1 as we play the 2nd inning. And we're going to see the 3rd pitcher of the game for Carolina. Keilani Ricketts is going to come into the game. It has been a cascade of offense for Portland. And the Blaze can't put out the fire. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we will see if Keilani Ricketts can work her magic against Portland.
What can happen?
Bases are loaded. Kennedy Powell swings to the first pitch and lines it foul, third base side. Powell singled to begin this inning. Singled and scored the first of what's been 5 runs so far. Tons of traffic. 5 hits, 6 walks. And throw down a second, back standing is Stewart. What a turn of events. Night and day. That's going to get down. Another run will score. Station to station softball. Kennedy Powell is 2 for 2 in the inning. The huge story for Portland first 2 games was the fact that they could not hit with runners in scoring position. Everything evens out in the game of softball.
What has been so impressive to me in this inning, as Sis Bates is hit by a pitch there, is that this inning started with a base hit from Kennedy Powell, so a clean inning, but a base hit starts it all, and then the pitching changed to Emma Lemley, the pitching changed to 𝐊𝐨𝐵𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐼. Every time there's been kind of that new break, Portland has had a hit. So on time with urgency.
There's still only 1 out. Kendra Falby singled, drove in a run, and scored here in the 2nd inning. This is the 2nd time through the lineup. It's the number 9 hitter, batting for the 2nd time. And she's going to get on! Oh, my! Another run scores. It's an 8-1 lead for the Cascade. They're called Cascade for a reason. Offensive flow will not stop.
And this is one of those innings where everything is just rolling the way for Portland. This is a piece of hitting, just a little jam job. 𝐊𝐨𝐵𝐿𝐼's probably going, man, that was a good pitch, but not the result that I wanted. Eric, how is your scorebook holding up?
Looks like a treasure map. I've got lines and arrows and things crossed out. My goodness. Korbe Otis is batting for the 3rd time in the game. It's the 2nd inning. And this is modern softball. She's batting for the 3rd time in the game. It's the 2nd inning, and she's hitting off a 3rd different pitcher.
We still have 1 out.
2 balls and a strike. Now we're way away from it. It's got to be 5 official innings, but there is a run-ahead rule with the AUSL, and 8 runs is the number. If one team is leading by 8, with 5 innings in the books, the game's ended. Oh my goodness! A grand slam home run! Korbe Otis! How do you do? A cavalcade of runs for the Cascade! I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this. A 12-run 2nd inning.
Oh my goodness. Watch her go down to get this drop ball that is off of the plate, and this feels so good. She knows it's gone. This is an absolute tank. Off the scoreboard, she hit it off her own face.
Wow. Earlier today, some of the really smart people with AUSL, Eric Rue and Ryan Legarski and his staff, all these great PR people handing out notes that yesterday's 7-run inning for Carolina in the 3rd tied the record for the most runs ever scored in an inning. We're all excited about 7 runs in 1 inning. We've got 12 here in the 2nd inning tonight. And we're going to have another pitching change. This is going to be the 4th pitcher of the game. We're still in the 2nd inning, Kenzie Fowler.
I'm trying to figure out who would be coming in. 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐿𝐼 maybe? She's the only pitcher that we didn't see. Obviously yesterday we saw Carlin Pickens, but she was the only pitcher that's in the dugout.
Well, while they try and figure this out, Savannah Collins is standing by with the hero of the moment, Korbe Otis. Savannah.
Korbe, I don't know if you noticed, they were talking about it in the booth. You hit that ball off your own face, off of the scoreboard.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
To see multiple pitchers this inning and still be able to take the information from your teammates and adjust, what helped you in that AB?
Yeah, I think we've been preparing really well. I mean, honestly, that's a testament to our entire lineup. We get pitches for one another. We see pitches for one another. So I think we're working really well right now.
Obviously, game left, but what is so important about the way the Cascade has responded to the past 2 days to have this kind of, not just day, inning?
Yeah, I mean, softball is a game of longevity here, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. We're trying to get everything together and just be firing on all cylinders all the time. So we're getting there.
Thanks, Korbe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excellent work, Savannah. Well, we have a new first baseman. Devin Netz is probably going to be our next pitcher, and she's going to the bullpen to get some throws in. So she leaves her first base position. She's replaced by Valerie 𝐊𝐴𝐞𝐬. So not only is Netz, number 34, getting loose, but also yesterday's starter and winner, Carlin Pickens, is throwing in the bullpen for the Blaze. Megan Grant was intentionally walked in the second inning. She's been up twice against two different pitchers and walked twice. One was the kind of intentional, unintentional. She walked on 5 pitches in the first inning and was intentionally walked here earlier in the second. And that's a foul ball. 𝐏𝐲 had been in right field, Valerie 𝐏𝐲. She moved to first base, and the DP was 𝐊𝐴𝐫𝐿𝐴𝐞𝐬, and she takes the glove and will go out to right field. So it's 𝐊𝐴𝐫𝐿𝐴𝐞𝐬 in right, 𝐏𝐲 at first. That is a fair ball. Down the line, Grant's got herself a base hit. So the onslaught continues for the Blaze.
And this is just tough because, of course, you have the grand slam from Korbe Otis, but if anything, that could be maybe a momentum killer a little bit. You have a clean bases, you have one out, you're still trying to get 2 more outs, but as a pitcher, that's a moment where you can kind of take a breath, reset, talk to your defense a little bit, and I think that maybe 𝐏𝐲 might have been able to get that, but obviously it got past her.
They scored in an error.
Yeah,
so an error on 𝐏𝐲. The Cascade have batted around and then some. Tori Vidalis is the 15th batter of the inning. We have had 12 runs, 8 hits. Just saw that error a moment ago. That's your starting pitcher for Portland, Kenzie Brown. And she's watched this offensive onslaught, and she just needs to stay warm. She's getting tosses in the bullpen just to make sure that she's still focused.
That's always tough because you're like, thank you so much for the insurance, guys. Great work, but now you're making me have to go back out to the bullpen and re-warm up.
Carolina couldn't have played any better than the first 2 games of the season. And then this. It's ball forward. Tori Vidalis is so focused on hitting, didn't realize she'd walked. So another walk puts runners on at first and at second. Still just 1 out.
I'm looking middle out.
Well, in the mix of all of these singles and the grand slams, you've had, you know, counting that walk and then the previous at bat, the error, that's 6 free passes.
Sydney Stewart, first 2 times up, she's walked twice. Once against Wright, once against Lemley. Ball gets away from the catcher, and both base runners will take up an extra base. Just handed a note. We've seen 60 pitches thrown by Wright, Lemley, and Ricketts in the second inning. Still just 1 out.
That's it, Stu. Here we go, Stu.
1-2. There's your second out. Ricketts strikes out Stewart.
Number 10,
Going to that drop ball away, and Stewart was looking at this pitch prior to this one, didn't like the call, but with 2 strikes, you have to expand your zone a little bit and try and chase it down. Can't get to it.
Here's Sierra Sacco-Ferry. She made an out earlier in the second inning. She is the only batter in the lineup today, in the 9, who has not scored a run in the second inning for Portland. And the frame is over, mercifully. Good golly. How about the Portland Cascade? A historic second inning. They scored 12 runs. They put 17 batters to the home plate, and good golly, they lead by 11. What a kooky device. Thank you, Savannah. I've never seen that before in my life. Getting started here, bottom of the second inning. This is Valerie 𝐾𝐲. 𝐾𝐲, Mackenzie Clark, Alicia Ocasio. In case you forgot, Kenzie Brown in the first inning. She allowed a run to score. It was unearned. She walked the pair, didn't give up a base hit. An error played a role. Now she's got to get focused again. Back in the circle, protecting an 11-run lead.
I'm gonna go get one of those cooling devices and take it home with me to Tucson. Lay out in my pool and kind of best of both worlds situation. Keep my core temperature down, but a little tan at the same time.
That's a base hit. All right, you're down 11 runs. Get a single here, a single there, draw a walk. It's the old adage, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
The first hit that Kenzie Brown has given up, and not a bad pitch. It's up in the zone. You have to credit Val 𝐾𝐲. Hands stay high, goes down to attack that. Right back up the middle.
Valerie 𝐾𝐲 was a wonderful two-way player as a college player. Fantastic career pitching. And she made the determination that she no longer wants to pitch. She only wants to be a hitter. And that places a ton of responsibility. You got to hit if you're not going to do anything else. And she has. In limited time so far in 3 games, she's 2 for 2 with a bat in her hands. It's a great story.
Well, and both hits have been like with conviction, right? It's not just little duck flares. It's like, no, this is a grown woman line drive to the right side or up the middle.
𝐾𝐲 at Clemson, teammates with the batter right here, Mackenzie Clark. Kenzie, as a former pitcher, what would you say to yourself, or what would you hope the catcher would tell you when you go back into the circle and you have yourself a 12-1 lead?
Do not be afraid to pitch to contact. Strikeouts, sure, great, but I want to keep my pitch count as low as I can. Just kind of take a chance a little bit and trust the D. Last thing that you want are the free passes, and Kenzie Brown knows it, even though she is a rookie in this league. Like, at this point in your career, you understand that flow and where you need to be and what you need to do when you have an 11-run lead at this point so early in this ball game.
Now she walks Clark. So the single by 𝐾𝐲, the walk to Clark, and this is what you want if you're the Carolina Blaze and you've just been stunned with a 12-run inning. Third walk allowed, 8 batters into the game for Kenzie Brown.
It's a fun dynamic here. You have Sydney Stewart and Kenzie Brown, both rookies, and just a couple of weeks ago, right, they were rivals at Arizona and Arizona State, and talking to both of them in the preseason at training camp, they were both just so pumped to be on each other's team because Kenzie was like, I hated pitching to Sydney, and in that same breath, Sydney said, Kenzie was the toughest at-bat that I had in my collegiate career. I do not want to face her anymore. I would much rather be behind the dish. And I love also the fact that they were rookies in that preseason training camp. Just kind of now, of course, wearing the same uniform, but finding their feet together. Just kind of the fun thing that the pro softball space will allow those rivals to now turn to teammates.
Alicia Ocasio, 3 for 6 with 5 runs batted in. Two 2-0.
I like this hack from Ocasio. Just a little two-seam fastball here with some run from Kenzie Brown.
Lifted, shallow left, it falls. The bottom third of the order have all reached safely for the Carolina Blaze here in the second inning. Couple of singles and a walk. They're not dead yet. There's got to be a little concern with Teriah Flowers. Her team, an expansion team, looking for their first win in franchise history. They've got an 11-run lead, but still so much game remaining. Back to the top of the order, Aubrey Leach. Leach lined out to left field, first time up. 1 for 8 on the year, but that is deceptive. She has not struck out all season long, and she's put the ball in play hard more often than not. That'll make it through. 4 consecutive base runners for the Blaze, and they're still cooking. They score a run, they're second. Still nobody out here in the second inning. How do you eat that elephant? One bite at a time. And here comes the sweet part of the order for Carolina. Anna Gold will bat. 3 for 5. 3 runs batted in, a double. So far this year, she walked and scored an inning ago. And Portland Cascade now with activity in the bullpen. They need to stop this sooner rather than later. Kelly Maxwell, who started and lost in the opener on Tuesday, is getting loose. There's Maxwell.
Brown trying to go back-to-back rise balls. Just missing a little bit up and out. Misses have been a little big, so just trying to make sure that you're missing with intention around the strike zone. Ooh,
oh my goodness.
That's strike 3.
Looked like the home plate umpire, Don Brown, flinched like he wanted to ring up Gold.
Oh, maybe a little high. It's also deceptive too, because by the time Anna Gold steps and kind of gets her hips into it, she drops down. Top of the strike zone is the armpits. Doesn't matter.
Gold strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Brown. Brown strikes out Gold in the colorful matchup.
This is that classic Kenzie Brown rise ball. I love the fact that it's on the outer half. That is a tough pitch for a right-handed hitter to go catch up to.
Dakota Kennedy struck out back in the first. If somehow Brown could roll a double play here and get back into the dugout, Portland would have momentum once again. Middle infield is playing back. Got to imagine if Bates or Cahalan get a ground ball, there's going to be no chance to come home with it. Bates tags. There's now 2 outs. A run does score. So a run scores. The lead is still 9 for the Cascade. Runners on at the corners, 2 outs, and the powerful Devin Netz will bat. This is what Netz did on Tuesday.
This was the first home run of the 2026 AUSL season. We had the first game of the day on opening day, and Devin Netz in her sophomore season, if you will. It's a big swing.
Netz walked back in the first inning. Stewart's having a hard time with some of these pitches coming in from Brown. Seems to have late movement. Two balls and a strike. Wow. Brown got the benefit of the doubt. 2-2. She's 1 pitch away from getting back into the dugout with a 10-run lead. Make it a 9-run lead. I do think some of these pitchers who are young, getting experience in the AUSL, they think they need to be perfect because the hitting is that good. Popped up, will it be playable? First baseman, Vidalis makes the play. Side is retired. Well, the Blaze, they get a couple back. Through 2 innings here in Durham, North Carolina, it's a 12-3 lead for Portland. They sent 17 batters to the plate, 12 of them scored, had 8 hits, and error factored in as well. Now 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐿 will try and get back to normalcy.
Top of the third, leading off for the Cascade, number 31.
Cahalan, Powell, and Bates will bat against 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐿. Interesting day weather-wise as well. We had rain. Just big, huge drops came down for about 10 minutes, and it's all gone now. And we're back up to the high 90s. On the ground softly to third. Gold. 1 out here in the 3rd inning.
Well, this is the part of the lineup for the Cascade facing the lefty 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐿. You have 5 lefties in a row. From Cahalan to Powell, Sis Bates, Kendra Falby, of course, Zach Ferry in front of Cahalan. If you're 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐿, you've got to feel that and just attack. Use that to your advantage. Let that drop ball that cuts away and down so well from left-handed hitters, let that pitch run. That pitch right there, see if she can just bring it in a little bit. It's got to be enticing for Kennedy Powell to swing, but when she throws and locates that drop with that curve cut, it is so hard for those left-handed hitters to stay with that pitch and hit it on time.
Ricketts, former National Player of the Year during her time at Oklahoma. She spent over a decade globetrotting the world, playing the great game of softball, a number of pro leagues over in the States and also over in Japan. She's been with Team USA. How different of a pitcher, how similar of a pitcher is she to when she was crushing it as an Oklahoma Sooner?
I think she's just a little bit more of a drop ball specialist, if you will. Haven't seen her really use a rise ball as much as she does down in the zone with the drop. But there is no one that looks, and the spin that comes off of her right there, that's the pitch I'm talking about, that can feed the left side of the infield. That pitch, there's no one that can throw it the way she does. Over 6 feet tall, has a really big stride, so the ball gets on you so quick, and she also has the ability to kind of hide it as well. a unique delivery that is,
number 22,
if she was a silhouette and you saw her pitch, you would know exactly who it is. That's 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐞𝐬 𝐕𝐢𝐝.
She's got that lean when she comes in.
Yep.
It's always been that way. I always talk about peeling pitches, and I can kind of see it with her release. 2 outs, bases clear. Here's Sis Bates. Sis has been aboard twice without the benefit of a base hit in that second inning alone. She reached on an error and reached when she was hit with a pitch and scored both times. Two and one. I'm sure there's someone out there, up in Chilliwack or Olathe, Kansas, or somewhere saying, Sis, really? It's Nicole, but she's been Sis ever since she started playing ball. And on 3 ground ball outs, this game is back to normalcy. 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐞𝐬 𝐕𝐢𝐼 doing a good job here in the 3rd inning, throwing up a 0. 12-3, Portland leads Carolina. They still have 9 outs to work with, but keep that in mind. Kayla Kowalik leads things off. Kowalik, Brito, and 𝐬𝐨𝐫𝐿 scheduled to bat against Kenzie Brown.
Obviously a one-sided game. This is just Kowalik's 2nd at-bat of this ball game. And you think about her counterpart on the other side in that 5 spot, Sierra Sacco Ferry. She's had 3 at-bats.
Kenzie Brown. The 0-2. Kenzie Brown's interesting backstory. She is from Central Illinois. She is from Lake City, Illinois, which is kind of in between Springfield, which is the capital, and Champaign, which is where University of Illinois is. First played at Tulsa before transferring out to the desert and playing at Arizona State. Kowalik strikes out. 2nd strikeout for Brown.
Upstairs with that rise ball, so pretty.
Stepping in number 33.
And I like the quick work, especially first at-bat of this inning. Attack the strike zone and trust your movement. Let that rise ball run.
That's what changed her. She's got 3 strikeouts.
It's been a long game.
Well, I'll tell you, we had a story that we talked a bit about on Tuesday, talking about all the called third strikes that we saw.
Yeah.
We haven't seen one tonight. So these batters, 3 games into the year, understanding the strike zone here at the AUSL a little bit better. For Carolina, 3 strikeouts, all have been swinging. For Portland, they have struck out 3 times as well. All 3 of those strikeouts have been swinging. 0-2 to Brito. Missed 69 miles per hour, high and outside, 2-2. Three and two.
A ton of changeups from Kenzie. I don't know if she's needed them, but obviously the last couple of rise balls have been jumping up through the zone. Just trying to go back to that rise. Can't find it, can't locate it. I'd love to see her trust her changeup. It's a great pitch. Watched her throw that changeup a lot at Arizona State this season, this spring.
4th walk allowed by Brown. Brito is aboard. 1 out. Here comes Valerie 𝐬𝐨𝐫𝐤. 𝐬𝐬𝐫𝐤 continues to be perfect throughout the course of the season. She's 2 for 2. Singled against Brown an inning ago.
There it is. She heard me. It's a great pitch. I just feel like it's one of those things when you're at this level in the pro league, you have to throw a changeup when you're seeing a lot of pitches against these hitters. You've got to have one for every at bat.
I remember a long, long time ago talking to some great pitchers. They would say that they wouldn't throw a changeup the very first pitch because what's the point? It's supposed to be a changeup from something else. And if you hadn't seen a pitch, there's no deception. Now that theory has been thrown out a long time ago. Would you ever hesitate throwing a changeup for that reason?
No, I love the first pitch changeup because it makes my rise ball that, you know, is coming in at 68, 69. It makes that rise ball look 70, 71.
Another strikeout. 𝐬𝐨𝐫𝐿 is done. 4 strikeouts for Brown. There are now 2 outs.
It's what you have to do second time, third time through the lineup. You have to, at this level when the hitters are this good, you have to flip how you're attacking hitters because the hitters are going into the dugout going, what is she throwing you? First pitch rise, first pitch drop. And so then as a pitcher on the other side, well, guess what? I'm saving something else for that first pitch the second time I see you. And you're not going to be on time and you're not going to be ready. And that's the cat and mouse that you have to have. But it starts with the arsenal. You have to have a changeup in this league. And you have to have confidence in it. And you have to be able to throw to any count.
Reese Atwood's going to grab a bat. Atwood will bat for Mackenzie Clark. 2 outs, runner on at first base. Atwood got her first pro start yesterday. She was behind the plate. Went 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. 2-time national champion, Reese Atwood, former Texas Longhorn. I say former. A week ago, she was a Texas Longhorn.
Long-time alum.
What a 3-year window for Reese Atwood. Her sophomore year, 2024, National Player of the Year by Softball America. Junior year wins the national championship. Senior year wins a national championship.
We have some serious rookie star power on the field in front of us, whether it's Kenzie Brown or Reese Atwood, Megan Grant, Carlin Pickens.
Popped up. Shallow right field. Calling for it and making the play is Otis, and the side is retired. So good job by Kenzie Brown to put up a 0. We move to the 4th inning. 12-3 Portland. 12-3 Portland lead over Carolina. Korbe Otis batting second in our 4th inning. Had a grand slam a couple innings ago. She's wearing a microphone. Let's listen into her day. Ball makes a sound when it leaves her bat.
I don't know if I like the sound of the bat or the boom at the home plate from the Cascade. Everyone's trying to find their cheers, and first grand slam in Cascade history.
Kendra Falby, Korbe Otis, Megan Grant batting against Keilani Ricketts. Ricketts has retired 5 in a row. That's saying something considering how prolific the offense was for Portland before that. A 12-run second inning for the Cascade. That'll make it through. Single to center field for Falby, who continues to be perfect. She's 3 for 3.
That's the first lefty to have a base hit and be successful off of Keilani Ricketts.
Number 3, Korbe Otis.
Of course, the last inning, a 3-up, 3-down, all left-handed hitters, just kind of easy ground ball work to our infield.
Korbe Otis takes outside, ball squirts away from Kowalik. And a runner in scoring position with nobody out. This is the leadoff batter for Portland. And in the 4th inning, Otis already has 5 runs batted in. Grand slam helps. High pop up center field. See if Falby tags. She will. And the throw to third almost got her. That's a strong peg by Mackenzie Clark. But 𝐕𝐴LBY is now 16 feet away from scoring the 13th run for Portland.
That was just high-level softball there. You saw a great tag up from Kendra 𝐕𝐴LBY. She has so much speed, but also in that same breath, Mackenzie Clark has one of the best arms in the league.
Here's Megan Grant. She was intentionally walked during that 12-run second inning. There were runners on at first and at second, and they intentionally walked her to get to Tori Vidalis. It was mind-blowing stuff. This is a rookie playing in her second pro game. Number, Ricketts looks to third, throws to first. Good play.
First pitch of this at-bat from Leilani was away, and then she goes in tight, so gets a hitter. Megan Grant leaning a little bit and then exposes that inner half, and that's a huge jam shot that she handles herself.
Batting for the Cascade, number 29, Tori Vidalis.
Here's Tori Vidalis, runner on at third, 2 outs. As someone who has seen Tori Vidalis play for 9 professional seasons, I'm here to tell you she's going to hit the ball somewhere. And she does. She's got a little piece on it, ton of spin, and it's made beautifully by Aubrey Leach. Leach understood the spin, knowing that if she made one false move, the run would score. Good job by Ricketts to get out of a pickle. Portland leads by 9 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Those golden tickets are fantastic, and you received one. It's such a big event. Congratulations to Kenzie Brown. Got the golden ticket. Was taken in the 3rd round of the draft, and she's bucking to get her first professional win. Kenzie Fowler.
Have been waiting to see what her pro career will look like. It was no doubter that she was going to be one of those 17 golden tickets. So deserving, one of the best arms in that senior class that we saw this spring. Yeah, and I like seeing her back out there, right? Only has given up the 3 runs, a ton of insurance, and let's see how far you can take us, rookie. Like, let's see what you got.
Alicia Ocasio will be followed by Aubrey Leach and Anna Gold. I'd like to say there's a bunch of game remaining, but there's really not. AUSL plays with an 8-run run-ahead rule, which means that if one team is up by 8, when both teams have had 5 chances to bat, the game immediately ends. But there's an 8-point stiff arm in either direction. And right now, Portland leads by 9. So the Blaze will have to score twice within their next 6 outs for this game to make it to the 6th inning. Two balls and 2 strikes to Ocasio. Ocasio off to a strong start with that single for her in the 2nd inning. She is 4 for 7 with a double and 5 runs batted in. This is the player who was the opening day starting pitcher for Carolina. Strikeout number 5 for Brown.
Continuing to change eye levels, and you see the spin with the drop ball. Sydney Stewart, one little tag. Strikeout number 5 for the rookie. This is why I like to see Kenzie continue to go out there. I feel like it's one of those things you have to find your rhythm.
Here's Aubrey Leach. Swings at the first pitch, skies this one. Medium deep right field, and Otis makes the play. 2 down. Tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time, head out to the gridiron and catch a Canadian Football League battle. The Hamilton Tiger Cats going to take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers right here on CBS Sports Network. For those of you wondering, there has never been back-to-back run-ahead rule games in the AUSL. But we have a chance of that happening today. Yesterday, a run-ahead rule win for the Carolina Blaze, and right now it's looking like there's a chance for Portland to return with a run-ahead win. Topsy-turvy. On a goal. Popped up, center field, Fulby, and the side is retired. Good job by Kenzie Brown. She has got 4 strong innings in the books. To the 5th we go. It's all Portland. We saw history in the 2nd inning for the Portland Cascade. Just the 3rd game in franchise history. They scored 12 runs. Fulby started it off. A whole bunch of hits left and right. Tori Vidalis, the intentional walk. And this was a double off the wall. And then the biggest swing of the inning, Kenzie Fowler, was by Korbe Otis with the bases loaded.
Yeah, we've been talking about how Portland had opportunities yesterday. They had opportunities on opening day with runners on base, just kind of missing those key hits. And they have been saving all those key hits because they came in that 2nd inning. 12 runs scored. And what's crazy is the damage could have even been worse. There were 2 left on when they concluded their rally, but yeah, that's a lot of offense in 1 inning. Messed up our scorebooks, but
they almost batted around twice. 17 batters come to the plate. Good golly. All right, we've got a new pitcher. We made it to the 5th inning. Devin Netz will come on. Netz, the first baseman. She's been in the game the entire time, but this is an opportunity for her to pitch. This isn't just to kind of get through the game. Netz is a real big-time arm, and is going to be a big part of the staff for Carolina this year. Even though it's 12-3, there is some drama. We're playing the 5th inning. This could be the final inning if Portland can maintain at least an 8-run lead. One team leading by 8 through 5 innings, the game's over. So Portland would like to get some insurance runs here and then slam the door in the bottom of the 5th and get this one done early. Sydney Stewart batting against Devin Netz. Called strike 3. Netz strikes out her former college teammate.
Saw a couple of off-speed pitches in this at-bat. It sets up something in tight. Slow it down to speed it up. That screwball just perfectly located, tight, low and in.
Sierra Sacco Ferry. In a day full of offense for the Cascade, Sacco Ferry has not joined in. Does not have a hit, nor has she scored a run. But she's going to be aboard for the 2nd time. She walked in the 1st inning, and now she's hit by a pitch with 1 out in the 5th.
Stepping in, number 31, Kenley Cahalan.
Rookie shortstop Cahalan. Went too far. Down the left field line, playing it beautifully is Dakota Kennedy. 2 outs. Two outs, runner on at first base. We will see a pinch hitter come into the game. Allie Newland. Newland's gotten a couple of bats so far in this opening series. Played at LSU. She will hit in the 7th hole of the lineup. This is Kennedy Powell's spot.
Allie Newland.
What I love about this league is you saw on that graphic a couple of moments ago that Allie Newland's softball idol is Aubrey Leach. And the AUSL, of course. You see the talent from all ages on the same field. How cool is that?
On the ground, backhanded nicely by Valerie 𝐞𝐭. 𝐞𝐭 steps on the bag and the side is retired. So it comes down to this. Carolina, they'll need to score twice in the home half of the 5th inning to keep this game alive. Portland leading Carolina 12-3 as we play the bottom of the 5th inning. We've been listening all evening long on the conversations being made by Korbe Otis.
I'll just say random things the whole time. All my... Oh, no! I was going through the wickets. The British are coming! Chef is over there busy cooking, you know?
Korbe said she was just going to say random stuff all night long. She's telling us that the British are coming.
I need more context. That was about.
Okay, yesterday, the Portland Cascade had a game ended after 5 innings because they were trailing 11-2. Right now, they have a chance to turn the tables on the Carolina Blaze. If they can get 3 outs before the Blaze score 2 runs, this game is going to be over. Kenzie Brown and the Cascade have a run of wiggle room. They're currently up by 9. If you're up by 8 through 5 innings, the game's over. Dakota Kennedy, Devin Netz, Kayla Kowalik scheduled to bat. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kennedy.
Yeah, so for Carolina, just trying to push 2. It's a magic number, and it's why you saw Dakota Kennedy, yes, down by a bunch, but try and get on base via the drag bunt.
Slapped into center field. That's a great start. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Kennedy can really scoop. She's at second with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Second AUSL base hit for Kennedy, her first double.
She has had quality at-bats in the last 3 days. This rookie started off as a pinch hitter the first 2 days. Of course, she was playing in the Women's College World Series with Arkansas, and so they want to continue her hot bat. She moved up to that 3 spot. Nice piece of hitting.
Devin Netz, the batter, takes outside. Let's check in with Savannah.
Well, I'll tell you who's not surprised by the start that Dakota Kennedy has had. It's associate head coach of the Blaze, Lindsay Leftwich. During the first game when she took a big old hack in her first pro AB, she said Kennedy was taking those same hacks during BP. She is unfazed by being at the pro level and is swinging for the fences. So when she's taking these big cuts and just being aggressive in the box, that's what they've seen from her since she arrived with the Blaze.
She's going to get a ton of playing time with the way that she's swinging right now. She's been impressive. Now Brown needs to start throwing some strikes here. She has allowed the leadoff double to Kennedy, and now 3-0 to Netz. New catcher in the game, Kelly Torres. Torres familiar with this field. She played at Duke. Three and 1. Three and 2. This game has really settled down. We had a combined 15 runs scored in the first 2 innings. But we've had goose eggs over the last 5 half innings. High pop up, left field. Play is made, tagging from third, coming in, and Kennedy scores. That is the 4th run for the Blaze. They need 1 more to keep this game alive. There's now 1 out. Sacrifice fly for Netz, her 2nd run batted in of the season.
Now batting 99, Kayla Kowalik.
You'll take that if you're Kenzie Brown. Yes, it gives up a run, but to me, I can kind of settle myself in a little bit, take a breath. The bases are now clear, and focus on one thing, and that's getting 2 outs.
Kayla Kowalik reached on an error in the first inning, struck out swinging in the third. Popped up. Shortstop 𝐬𝐨𝐫𝐿 makes the play, 2 down, and now the Blaze are up against it. They need to score one more run before they make another out, and this game's going to be over. It's going to be a scheduled off day for both 𝐊𝐈 Flowers, Portland Cascade, along with Cara Dill's Carolina Blaze tomorrow. We will see Portland play next at Utah. That game will be on Saturday. Blaze will play here again on Saturday against Texas.
For the Blaze, number 33, Alyssa Brito.
Last hope for the Blaze, Alyssa Brito. If the score holds and we have a run-ahead win, it's going to be that rare run rule win when all the runs are scored in 1/2 inning for the team. All 12 runs for the Cascade coming in the second. 3-1.
I'm sure Carolina Blaze is going to be talking about that. This score does hold. Like, hey guys, there's just 1 inning. And they were able to find a couple of runs. But obviously that's a tough hill to climb.
Now Brito works the walk. The game continues. So Brito is aboard. This is interesting. You're down by 8 runs. You're an out away from the game ending early, and you're Brito. Do you think about stealing a base and getting the scoring position?
72, Valerie Cagle.
Not with 2 outs.
Okay.
Not with 2 outs.
Here's Valerie Cagle. 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Her third look at Brown. Way out in front.
Change up. See this ball just float in and Cagle way out in front.
Strike on the outer half that time. All right, what's Cagle thinking about right now? How's Brown going to try and put her away?
Yeah, you have to protect. You have to think maybe rise ball. My eyes are going to start up, and then I have to work down and just defend. ...102 pitches for Kenzie Brown. This is her first AUSL outing. Trying to pick up a win. Give Portland their first win as a franchise. The 1-2. Little number, it's a fair ball. Torres. Got her! Ball game! Portland wins for the first time in franchise history.
With a score of 12-4, the
A
Portland
12-4 win. The
The
Cascade
Carolina Blaze
take down the Blaze to go to 1-2 on the year. What a second inning historically for Portland, and they ride it. 12 runs to their first franchise win.
And I love that shot with the veteran Sis Bates loving up on her rookie Kenzie Brown going the distance. And how about 2 rookies Eric, in this series, giving us complete games. We saw Carlin Pickens last night, and now the other All-American, Kenzie Brown, gets the start, finishes the day, and can't say enough about that second inning for Portland. My goodness.
Portland just yesterday lost because they had the run-ahead rule. They lost 11-2 in 5 innings. And on the next night, less than 24 hours later, they win with a run-ahead rule win, 12-4 the final.